the topic of the presentation is obviously data-driven possibilities, and the reason is quite simple. We are living in the world of data, and we want to ensure that everybody, all of us in organizations, even in our personal lives, we utilize our data in such a way that gets us the maximum benefit. How do we do that? We do that by giving the data a voice. And what's the reason behind that? The reason behind giving data a voice is because the data is trying to tell us something all the time. Point is, are we able to listen to it and then derive some intelligence out of it? So the entire premises of today's 30 minutes from now is going to be on how we are giving data some voice so that organizations, as well as you all individuals in your personal lives, figure out what kind of insights you can drive from those voices of data. I'm going to talk about 5 minutes in terms of the trends that are happening in the world of data discovery, visual analytics, and then my colleague and I will do a small role play in terms of how organizations really look at data. So, what are the 5 trends that are really driving business intelligence in 2017 and henceforth? I've kept it to about 5. There are multiple trends, but I have kept it to basic 5 trends. Right from where it was in the past to where it is going in 2017. So the first trend says that we are shifting from visual rendering to context-driven visualization. What that means is that we need to really look at visual analytics as a whole supply chain, like an entire supply chain. And the reason is because today we are living in a world of data literacy, which means the entire organization, people in the organizations, they're all utilizing data in some way or the other. Everybody is data literate today. The point is that if everybody is data literate, how do we ensure that we ask them to collaborate together, because everybody is giving some insights, some inputs, and all those insights are extremely important for organizations' decision making. How do we ensure that we kind of get that data, the insights from various data literate people in the organization, and then drive that into contextuals, which means figure out insights that everybody is trying to tell us. So that's the first trend. That day is gone where everything was only specific to a certain set of people, but now it's more collaborative. And hence it's becoming context-driven visualization. The second trend is the shift from big data to big insights. Now everybody must be thinking, hey listen, big data is the norm of the day, everybody's talking about big data. But I have a question. Do you believe that big data was also there 10 years back? And I'm assuming the answer would be yes. So whatever was big yesterday doesn't seem to be big today. Whatever is big today may not be big tomorrow. The point is, data has always been there. The various formats, the points from which data has been coming in has changed. Today we have got structured, unstructured, semi-structured data. We're getting data from Facebook, LinkedIn, all the social media channels. Now we are also talking about geospatial data. I'm sure all of you would have heard about Prime Minister Modi launching the satellite for the ASEAN APAC countries, which will mean that everybody is going to communicate with each other. That's going to generate a lot of data. But that's not the point why he launched that. He launched because he wants to communicate and figure out what are the possibilities that can happen between these countries. That's again contextual. So it's never about big data. It's about what we really get out of that big data. With what kind of trends we get out of it. What kind of intelligence can we glean out of it. It's always about that. Third trend that is happening is the shift of BI to AI. Now AI obviously it means artificial intelligence, but I have put a small spiel here. It's not necessarily only artificial intelligence, it is augmented intelligence as well. And what I mean by augmented intelligence is that today we are talking about a world where we need machines, robots, everybody giving us data inputs, data feeds. That's great. But that does not mean that we kind of leave aside the human intelligence outside. We got to combine, marry human intelligence, because as humans, we have got this innate human capability to figure out what's happening. That's our natural analytical capability. We need to combine these two things together, and that will get us the augmented intelligence part. So that's the shift. A shift from analytics as a destination to analytics coming to you. Obviously, organizations want analytics coming into their apps. A lot of organizations have their own websites, apps, etc. How do we embed our analytics into that app so that you can drive analytics from there? Mitesh is also going to figure out that topic from there. So we're going to discuss how we are doing and helping organizations in such a way. The final one, the final fifth trend is the move from binary to both. What I mean is from a cloud perspective. The move from on-premise to not just cloud, but something in between, which is called the hybrid approach. Organizations really want to have the on-premise approach, and there are a lot of organizations that want to have the cloud approach also. Both have their merits and demerits at the moment. It will not be a great idea to kind of immediately shift everything to cloud or remain wherever it is from an on-premise perspective. So find the mid path, which is the hybrid path, which gives you the perspective of both advantages of both these aspects. So these are the 5 key trends which are really kind of figuring out and running in the field of visual analytics and business intelligence today. That brings me to the next point. Why therefore is Qlik unique? Qlik is unique because it helps you figure out or see the whole story that is lying between your data or within your data. So those days of traditional approaches towards BI, which is linear in nature or pretty hierarchical in nature, you fire a query, you get an answer. To get another answer, you have to fire another query, so on and so forth, is over. Our secret sauce has always been the associative methodology. That associative methodology means if I fire a query, of course I get an answer to that. But with that answer, I will also get to know other parameters that I never thought of asking. So the concept of known known is already aware, we are all aware of it, but the concept of unknown unknowns is also very interesting. So hence, it's important to figure out that we move from a traditional BI approach to an associative BI approach where it is more dynamic in nature, helping you to take very fact-based decisions. Why is Qlik unique? Another point is that it's pretty governed in nature, which means it provides the agility to the business user because of its simplicity to use. That's what we have been always harping on, that we want the business users to really utilize business intelligence, which was never the case earlier. But at the same time, it gives huge amount of trust and scale to the IT departments because it's governed. Finally, remember that data is going to drive us to connect people to data, obviously, and the ideas. So it's a 3-pronged approach. You're going to put these 3 things together: data, people, and ideas. And once you have a fantastic collaboration happening, you will move from a business intelligence pond or a siloed based approach to a sea of possibilities that the data within the organization across various departments, sets, etc. is trying to tell you. And I'm sure that's what all of us are trying to figure out in the organization, to really reach out at the best possible decision level, which is factually correct and gets you to a success mode in future. Because those days are gone when you can only depend on pricing differentiation or product differentiation. You have to depend and compete on data and analytics. With this, we'll quickly shift to our demo, which is a role play. So give me a second. Yep. So my colleague Mitesh will be taking care of the entire product innovations and demonstrations that we have got in Qlik. But I quickly wanted to showcase to you something, okay? So hey Mitesh, by the way, I just received this report from my manager today, and I wanted to understand, these things are talking about shipments and sales that are happening in various regions and various products. Can you tell me, how do I really decipher this report further? Because this looks really great. It's come to my boss, it's come to me.
Sure.
How do I really decipher it and figure out more analysis?
Sure, Jaydeep. So first of all, this report has been created using QlikSense. So basically, we have the pixel perfect structured reporting solution, right out of our QlikSense app. Now I will quickly jump to the application that we had built. So let me just walk you through. So I mean, with the traditional tools, you have to build a separate PPT or PowerPoint, go to a MS meeting and demonstrate it. And when you are you are questioned, when there is a counter question, you have to go back to your desk, build it again, and present it next MIS meeting. But nowadays, nobody has that much time. Everybody has become much lesser sensitive of time. So people want answers quicker. So they want it right in there. So with this capability of storytelling inside the tool, we are able to look at the various aspects that is happening in our business. And at any point of time, if there is a question, right from our presentation itself, we can go and go to the particular aspect of the chart or this thing and get our questions answered.
So I can deep dive, do analysis of all the products,
yes,
sales, region, etc. using this.
Right from there.
Right. Okay.
So let me quickly jump. This is the storytelling feature that is available inside the tool. Now in further, so you can see that I have an issue with my on-time shipment. So it's 86%, which was also highlighted in the report you had shared earlier. So I'm going to deep dive into it and figure out. So let me just take a look like what's happening in my central region, because during our last MIS meeting, that was the point that was raised. So I'm just going to type, central. And as I'm doing that, Jaydeep, you will see that, the tool itself is suggesting me various options, just like Google gives you a suggestion while you're searching. So it's saying, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a customer called Central Soya Company, or you're looking for a region name called Central? So in my case, I'm more interested in the region name Central. So I have just made that.
You're saying that you just do a Google-like search and it
yes,
kind of tells you what you want.
What you want. So it gives you various suggestions and
right,
it lets you pick and choose.
Okay.
So in this case, what I did was I searched for my region Central, and all my dashboards, everything has been refreshed just for the Central region.
Okay.
So I can go deep dive and I can do a lot of analysis. So I want to do some more analysis. I'll switch to my laptop. Unfortunately, there's a technical issue, so I will have to be staying over there.
Okay.
So I'll just control my laptop from there and I'll communicate.
Sure.
If you can just hold on to this.
Sure, absolutely.
So I will just switch to my laptop version of the application. Now, we go back to here. And I think. Okay. So we were looking that there is an issue with the central region. So I want to go and deep dive into it. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna go and look at my geoanalytics aspect of the application. Now what I have over here is I have a chart which is showing me the various warehouses I have across the region. And I noticed that there are, I don't have much warehouses in central region. So maybe that is one of the reasons why I face this issue of delayed shipment. Now also what it is, I can go and further look into what is the what is happening with respect to my coverage by warehouse. So I see that these black dots that are being represented, that is the location of my warehouse across the region and the coverage of the warehouse. So I've done a calculation in the geo. All this thing is automatically handled by the tool. You just have to give the parameters like it's a 200-mile driving distance, and the tool will automatically lay out all the geographic boundaries, and I can see that how different warehouses are able to ship to different regions. Now I want to see where my customers are. When I look at the different warehouses, so I see that I have customers who are being served by different warehouses in different regions, and the red dots are my actual customers, and you already have a figure out the blue thing that you see over there, that is being my geographical reach by warehouse. Now I want to, let's say a very intuitive question comes. Okay, so today I am able to deliver 200 miles across. If I increase my reach to 300 miles from the warehouse, how much impact will it be? So I can just put another layer over here, and what it will do is it will show me how much by increasing 300 miles, how much additional reach I can get. So you are able to do that at the click of a button, and it's really fast. And now I also want to further see that I don't have any warehouse in Oregon, and I want to see how various customers are being serviced for that particular region. So what I do is I go and see how those customers are being able to service. So now the tool itself is also telling you, this is how the various other customers are being serviced for that region. So you're able to do all that geo analysis right out of the the same application. So we can do a lot of dashboarding, we can do geo analytics, And also, a normal question comes, okay, all this is great. Now, if I want to share some of this information through to my external vendors or to, external agency, can I do that? So answer to that is yes. Now, before I even show you that, I have a question. I'm pretty sure everybody over here, their organization has a home page, right? So when you log in, you probably see your organization's home page. Is that correct? That's a question to everybody, right? So now what Qlik does, it also allows you to embed the same charts and graphs that you saw earlier to your home page or to your portal, and it's really easy. So, and again, coming back to also the earlier point of extending this out to your external customers. So what we have done is, here is a web page, we are calling a distributor portal. So the distributor will simply log on. And they can go and start seeing the information. And again, here you have some of the external. So it could be your news, it could be your information about your organization, along with the KPIs and the chart. So I can go and further do my analysis and see what is happening for that particular. So an external agent or a vendor can go, they can access the data that your organization has, and you can expose it to external vendors. So you are able to do all that very easily. You can do search, you can do all that stuff. And again, as you do that, all the charts and graphs are changed on fly. So you are able to very intuitively analyze all the information that is there. So this is something we wanted to cover. Also, again, you must be aware that nowadays everybody is moving to bots. So, I mean, who has seen the Transformer movie over here? So I see a lot of hands. And who is using WhatsApp? I see a lot more hands, right? So nowadays, people are on the road all the time and they want to interact with the data, right? So, I mean, right now we are seeing the whole industry, everybody is moving to Autobots. So I will just, demonstrate to you how we are innovating in that area as well. So Jaydeep, if you don't mind, can I have the iPad?
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, think of it like, the augmented intelligence part that I spoke about, one of those trends. You really communicate on your WhatsApp these days, which means that you want WhatsApp not just for a communication mechanism or mode with your friends, etc., or colleagues. You want WhatsApp to really give you some analytical information pieces that you can utilize, right? And what he's going to show you is exactly what a typical Transformer movie works like, or an Autobot works like. You ask them something and it gives you something. So Mitesh is going to just exactly show you what we have done with Qlik using that.
Yeah. So over here, what we have used is we have used a similar application like WhatsApp. It's called Telegram, and we have created a bot. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to my bot and see what information it can give. So this is my QlikSense bot, and I'm just going to say KPIs. So I'm just going to send this information to my bot, and when I send it to him, it's saying what do you want to look at? Are you talking about sales, variance? What do you want? So actually, I'm interested in inventory. So I go and click in inventory, and it says, okay, the current value of inventory is so and so. Okay, what about Western margin? So I go and select Western margin, and it says that this is your Western margin. Now I want to know what is margin by product, for example. Yeah. So I'm just going to simply ask that.
So it's pretty intuitive, you're saying, that
yes.
I can ask whatever I want, not just follow a set patterned approach that I was following earlier.
Yes. So Jaydeep, instead of you sending the WhatsApp message to your analyst and you don't know whether he's on seat or not, and he might respond after 5 minutes, half an hour, you don't know, right?
Right.
With Autobot, you are able to do it right away.
Right.
And this is across your organization. And as you grow in maturity, you can expose it to external agencies also.
Right.
So, which I earlier showed, like, you can expose your analysis to a vendor,
right.
outside vendor, outside employee. So this could also be utilized for that purpose.
Excellent.
So you don't have to have a huge field force sitting over there or help desk to answer those questions. So, so I'm just going to ask what is the margin by product. So the tool, what it will do is it will analyze all, the aspect of it. And it's saying me, the total Western margin is so and so. The highest product is my Sue's mom hot dogs, and this is the margin, right? Not only that, it says, do you want to search news about Western margin by product? So I say yes. So what it's going to do is it's going to go to Google, find all the relevant context and bring those information back to me. And say this is what, these are the various links are. If you want to deep dive into it, you are able to do that. Right. Now further, if I want to, let's say, do more analysis, I can do that. And let's say I click on analysis, so it will send me the link to a particular chart or bar. So it will, take me to that external page, and I can do all my work over there. So these are the various aspects you can cover, right. Using the bots.
Right.
Now, in addition to that, we also have certain very interesting analysis that we have done. So we would like you to stop at our booth, and
Can we quickly show them the India migration app? Is it open?
Yes, Jaydeep, it is there in my laptop. So if you give me 1 second, I'll do that.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Isn't that cool? Everything happening on the communication modes that you guys use all the time, which is WhatsApp. So, what we also wanted to kind of leave you with is a couple of apps that we have made. We have made an IPL app. We have made using Qlik. We have made a golf app, and we have also made something very interesting and also a bit controversial, which is the India migration app. It's playing at our booth, but we'll try and showcase it to you here as well. Yeah, this will actually tell you a perspective of which region, people from which region are really moving into which other region, and vice versa.
Correct.
So for example,
I've selected Maharashtra.
You've selected Maharashtra.
Yeah.
So this shows you a perspective of from which all other states are people literally flowing into the state of Maharashtra. And we were just playing around with it last night. We figured out that Maharashtra and Karnataka are the two states from which there is a lot of influx of people coming from outside. A question for you guys. What do you think, from which particular state do people really go to Andaman and Nicobar Islands? Any guesses? Sorry?
Calcutta.
Calcutta. Yeah, that's a pretty interesting answer, but the answer is pretty incorrect because, okay, I'll give you the answer. The answer is people from Goa actually end up going more to Andaman and Nicobar Islands. I really don't know what the reason is, but perhaps they want to maybe look at better sea views.
Chill out, man, it's a cool place. What do you mean?
So that could be the reason. Anyways, Mitesh, are we done?
Yeah, so I mean, we have many such cool apps, so please stop by our booth. We can, deep dive. So just one more thing, Jaydeep, on the same app.
Right.
So, not just, the geo features that you see over here. I just want to quickly show, since we have 2 minutes, so I'll just quickly show you a couple more things over here. So if you go down, you can see a lot more interesting charts and graphs, and, and it's really easy to use. So, you can create that very easily. And, if you want to see what is happening, why people are, first question we answered was, where they are moving to. Now, I want to know why they are moving, what are the details behind that move. So I can just switch that, and, I will get all the details, like, so I know the primary reason for people moving is marriage. So people, which is, kind of.
That is interesting.
Good. Yes.
That is interesting.
Why people are moving with household, so probably due to work, education. So those are the various reasons why, people are moving.